Okay. All right. So my name, like I said, my name is Srinivas. Basically, I am this trainer of this course. So before joining to the course, what can you please tell me like, do you guys are experienced on any technologies or like, how was that?
So basically, myself, Mani.
Uh-huh.
So
Hi, man.
hi. I'm working as a cloud ops administrator right now. So I don't have much knowledge in this coding and stuff. I don't have any programming knowledge or anything like that. This is my first course that I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm attending basically. I just
Okay.
want to give a try how it goes, and yeah, I want to learn some other new technology other than I want to um like be a DevOps engineer. But before that, I want to learn some other technology other than DevOps. So parallelly, I've started learning this.
Okay.
I
Good.
don't know much information about this
Okay.
full stack. Like I don't know the basic difference between full stack and MernStack also.
No problem. No problem. I will take care. Yeah. So thanks. So let's let's start with that. What is the benefit and how you are? What is the advantage of taking this course? Okay. So let me create a folder. So let's say you guys are once you enroll this course, right? So obviously we are deploying in a project in real time. So once you go to the deploying the real time project, right? So what is the what kind of team we have? Like let's say we have like in generally an IT, right? So we have like a FE. FE means front end team, and we have like a BE. BE means backend team, and we have like a DB team, like a database team, and like I said, other team like the support team. They will give you like monitoring of the stuff, and also like IT, especially the DevOps team. So let's come to the project. Let's say you are starting a project, something like Flipkart or similarly like the Amazon website, whatever. So when you come to this, right? So the front end team contains what kind of team will be come to the picture actually. So when you say like the front end, the role and responsibility, I am just given a clarity of what is the role, what they are doing, like that. So the front end team is role is responsible to build a website. Basically, they need to build a website. So for example, our aim is like we need to build this Valaxy website from scratch. Let's say that's what the when you are in a front end team, what they do, how this layout, how this web page they will do. That's what their role and responsibility. For that website, primary technology will be like HTML and CSS and JavaScript. That's what the front end technology will come to this. When I say we have like a backend also, right? So backend means what they will do. So backend, there is separate team. The role and responsibility is like, let's say, when I'm clicking on this website, so who will give this content actually? So that means what is the content, how they are uploading this content information, what is the syllabus, all the information, what is the course, how many duration, this all information we need a data actually. The data will be given by the backend team. From there, the primary technology again is like JavaScript. So in this case is a JavaScript and JSON. Basically, the JSON is another language, human readable language. They will give you. Basically, they will give you in the form of the data. Okay, that's what the backend team will be doing. So and another team we have like a database. So we cannot store this data in our local. What happen if my system is crash? So obviously we need a we don't want to lose the data, right? That's where we have to store it. How we are storing? What are the technology they will use it? So in that case, like we have like two categories. SQL and non-SQL. So I mean structure where you can store the data. So in this course, we covering like the MongoDB and SQLDB, all the database. So how we are storing this data, that's where this one. And that is what their role and responsibility of a database developer. So how we are storing the data, how we are quickly performing the operations like creating, updating, deleting, and restoring the data. Those all will be a database person can do. Apart from that, we have like IT. So IT team where you are like, let's say we need to store this in a website, right? So if you see this website URL, that Valaxy.com, but basically this is not the URL. Behind the scenes, we have like a DNS is there, and we have like the IP address is there, and we have like an infrastructure like where exactly you are storing this website actually, whether we are storing like in a cloud or whether you are storing in a local. All the things will be taken about the DevOps teams, especially the role and responsibility like they will give the infrastructure of what we are trying to build. That means physical servers, physical what you call the database where exactly it is sitting. All the things will be providing by the DevOps teams actually. And another team, especially in between, there is like the what you call the designers actually. So designer team. So what exactly the designer teams? Let's say our requirement is like a client is coming, they want to build a website from kind of a Valaxy, simple, where exactly it will do online buying the courses, all the things will be providing this the service, right? That's what this website will do. So let's say you need to build this website. So first step is like how the designers, first picture will come to this designers. So designers will be the responsible of how they are drawing this picture. That means how the look and feel of these web pages. So in terms of how headers will be there, what is the primary colors, primary indication of the images, primary text of this, what is the text color, what is the gap. So when you come to the landing page, how was the page contents like the screen? When I say this physical screen, this is the 30 and 70%. That means this 30% will be occupy this the left hand side, and the right hand side like 70%. And this look and feel of this content, the gap of the pages, the circle, the round circle, and this animation, all the defined uh, by this designer team, right? So this is what exactly in real time picture. So what is the benefit will come to this enrolling the course is like, first, as part of the course we are talking about the front end like HTML, CSS, how you are building of this layout, and also we are discussing about the designing tool. So because designing tools also is there, like there is a like the Figma, so we'll talk about the Figma also. And also we as a part of the course will also build the RESTful web services. And also we are talking about the storing the data, so we'll use like MongoDB to store the data. And especially in a DevOps point of view, how we are building this website, and also where we are deploying this website so that everybody can access my website. That's what we are building this entire the course. Till now, any confusion, any questions? Yeah, feel free to ask any questions in between also. Okay.
So
Mhm.
just a quick question, Srini.
Yeah, please.
So do we use JavaScript as both front end and back end?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have I'm not we are will till now we are talking about only the front end actually. So when I say front end, primary technology is like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But what is the benefit of learning the JavaScript here? If you learn the JavaScript, right, you can survey in all the areas. That means you can go for only the front end developer. You can also go for only the back end developer. That means DB. So and that FE. So once you understand this JavaScript, right, you can go for front end developer and also like the back end developer. it help out the Node.js, and also you can learn the database because MongoDB is written in JavaScript also. And designing teams you cannot go because it's entirely different team. And DevOps also you can still survey because internally we need to write the scripts that Python scripts or shell scripts, but the concepts are same, so you can write a habit of writing the scripts also. So overall, my objective is like I'm trying to teach you only the core concepts, especially once you understand the core concepts. Let's say you don't want to go all the areas. So if you are a front end interest, go for front end development. If you are interested in back end, you can also eligible for only applying the jobs in back end development. Let's say you very very interested in database, like then you can go totally through the back database developer also. But object is like you cannot go only single path, right? You need more money, obviously, right? So the scale is also very important. If you go only front end React JS developer, you may get a less opportunity. So that's where the full stack development is come to the picture. So as a part of the course, we are talking about the full stack. When I say full stack, it contains front end, it contains back end development, it contains database. These three. Along with that, it contains the IT like the DevOps and other in designing tools also. That's where the full stack course contains.
So just curious to know. So I listen, like I've seen some other internet stuff, and so some other guys like they use Python and Java as a backend, right? So
Yes.
yeah, I'm not sure about that. Just asking.
Yeah. So we have, see, object, here is the question. So let's say, um, let me tell you one more thing. So once you understand, right? So s- we started with the front end. So you have like the backend also. So not only backend development, other technology like the Python uh,
Mm-hmm.
and Java, .NET, right? Those technologies also you can mix and match. So point is like uh, here you want to build this website, right? The technology stack is anything. So if you look at this backend, I can use like Python also. It's not intentionally you have to go for no, since you know like JavaScript, you have to choose like a Node.js only. It's not. Real case is not like that. So when you apply the job, right? So the technologies mix and match. In simple words, the
Okay.
project contains a mix and match. If you get an opportunity as a developer, you need to work on front end along with the back end with the help of this Node.js. Good to go. Otherwise, you have to use like other technologies as well.
So you mean it doesn't matter whatever you're using as a backend
Hmm.
tool, but you have to, chase the target and you have to finish the ticket
Finished.
as.
That's it.
Okay.
Simple. Simple. But
So out of these backend
mhm.
programs, like which is the toughest one and which is the easiest one?
So yeah, the fundamental, I can say like if you understand the fundamental of any programming language, you can survey. So there is no tough and hard. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say I have around 10 years. Okay. So my career started is like a friend, purely like how I am started my career is like I started with as a fresh kind of development actually. So my like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So as a front-end developer, after around 3 years of experience, through entire career is front-end. Then I have an opportunity to work on back-end. So the back-end in the sense like the Node.js. So on the time, like the .NET is very popular. So I worked on both .NET and front-end. But when I'm writing the code, right, .NET, I am little square actually. So because I am very comfortable on JavaScript, why can't you learn the only the related technology, especially on the time the Node.js is came, I started paralleling the learning the Node.js. After that, so after a couple of years, I got a project on Node.js. So now I'm converted into the backend developer. Since I know like Node.js, I can build a RESTful APIs. So whenever starting the backend developer, obviously you need to learn the database. So then I started with the MongoDB. It's a user friendly, easily to read and write the queries. but MongoDB does not helpful in real time. So especially depend on the project. Obviously, you need to learn the structure, especially if you go to like a banking domain, and also if you go to the financial domain. So all the areas it will not fit, right? So then I start parallelly learning the like the SQL also. So once I understand this all the three, now I'm become a full stack developer. So that I can work on whenever the work is come, whether it's a front end, I can contribute, whether it's a back end, I can also contribute, and also the database, obviously that also I can contribute. Then later I have an opportunity to work on. Obviously, when you learn this, right, you need to take an end-to-end responsibility, not like let's say if you go to the project, they're given some work, you have to finish, obviously, right? So no matter. So then I started learning on the other tools, especially in terms of project growing. So let's say I worked on almost 5 years in a single project. So the code base is like huge. So imagine as a person, you need to learn all the things along with also applying the same technologies in real time, achieving the uh, guidelines, deadlines, and everything. Delivering the project is also very, very hard actually. So that's where my journey is come to the picture. So as part of the course, what I'm trying to simply tell you, so I'm teaching in terms of front end along with the back end, along with the database, and also some of the support when you come to the real time, what are the um, tools you generally use it, and other tools like deployment trust and Jenkins, and also like the designing stuff like the Figma, all the stuff will be covered as part of the course. Any
Okay.
questions?
So I'm sorry if I'm asking more questions.
No problem, no problem. Nothing. Yeah,
Thanks.
let's come to the each one by one category. Okay. So let's talk about the front end. So what are the things will be covered as part of the course? So here the first fundamental is like the HTML. So let's say I want to build a let's say I want to build a simple screen. Okay. So let's take an example of this website. So like I said, we have like a designer. Okay. What is his responsibility? I am not a designer. So there is a separate team which is sitting behind. They develop the designing the layout. So they have like a tools especially. So in reality, we have like Figma, Sketch, and Photoshop. They will use their tool, and based on that, they will draw the skeleton, basically in an image. So for example, um, now let's take an example of this one. Okay. So here, this is what we need to build it. Since it's an image, right? So how will I know as as a developer seeing this image? How can I, because it's a PNG image, right? So this this background, what is the color, what is this icon, right? What is the gap of this thing, and what is the primary color? All the things. How can I identify with help of this image? I cannot understand, right? That's where their tool is come to the picture. They will provide a what to call it the file. In this case, is a Figma file. So now once you download this Figma file, I'm just downloading the Figma. So we need a software. So the software is like the Figma. In this case, Figma need to install. Okay. So here I need to drag that file so that I can understand the benefit of how the designers are developed this page. Okay. Again, in reality, we are not developing. So there is separate designers. They will develop this layout actually. As a developer, as a front-end developer, my responsibility is like understand the designer concept from where I need to build the web pages. So now this is the designer tool as a part of the course. So we'll understand like the layout conversion, especially using this Figma, how we are doing. So let's say simple. Now I understand this is the layout. So what is the benefit I will getting this layout? So I can see some what is the padding, what is the color code, everything I will get it from here. So if look at the look at this screen, 1 second. So here you will see like the what is the gap, you see the what is the gap of the screen, right? Oh, it's this file is look like corrupted. 1 second, let me ping another one. Yeah, 1 second. So now look at this. So the magic will happen from this tool. So I can see like what is the color code or what is the icons, what is the font, all the things I can build it from this color combination, everything. So as a developer, I will start writing the code. So the basically the front end side we use like HTML and CSS and JavaScript. These are the technology, like I said. So especially in HTML, so we'll create like the any file with a dot of HTML and understand this layout. Basically, what is this HTML? In simple language, it has a skeleton actually. So it has a div. Inside that there is like the overlap. There is a one more div. Inside that you see like the review title, right? So I will start writing the code especially like this. So I will create a one particularly a div, right? Inside, let's say I'm trying to build a this overall rating. So I will copy this one. I'll put like a H1 and I will use like the one more div for that icons. The designers will give you these icons also, icons and everything. And also we'll use like the one more title paragraph of this title and let's say input. That's it. So like that, we'll using this tool, will come to know the skeleton. We build the skeleton. So as part of the course, I will talk about what is the body, what is the HTML, all the each minute element. So once you build this layout, right? So obviously you need to see the output. So how we are seeing this output is like the browser. Browser will understand the web pages. Web pages in the means HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This is what the exact layout of this page. Now, where exactly then CSS will come to the picture? CSS is like the look and feel. So in this case, we have to create a one more file called as a CSS. So in this case, style.css. And from here, I will create a background color, the body. From here, I will use like the background color of this images, all the stuff. So let's say this background color, you see this color combination. So I will use like a background, so color and paste it. So once you write it, obviously you need to including this CSS from file from here. So we have like another element called as the link and just write down that path of the CSS and come to the layout. See, you see this background is color is happen. Like that, we'll complete this all the layout, look and feel, positioning, the right hand side, gap of these things, all the will be given by this the tool itself. Okay. Now, where exactly the JavaScript come to the picture? JavaScript is like simple, like the functionality, because it's a static content, right? So user can give the overall feedback. So how was the course? How was the rating and everything? So user need to interact, right? That click event, he need to give you some review comments. Let's say review is like very good or bad, whatever. So in that case, we have to get this value from the JavaScript. So we'll create a file called as a app.js. Because it's a JavaScript, you have to create a JS file. So HTML file will be dot HTML and CSS file will be dot CSS. This is the naming convention, and JavaScript file will be dot JS file. Like that, we'll create the files. Now we will need to get that values. So we'll write the some JavaScript code. So let's say we create a function get value. From here, we need to call that function get value. Let's say here you just put like the console.log what is event. So obviously you need to link it, right? So the linking is like we have to create one more element called as a script, and here you can define the script source location of the file, because and come to the browser and also reload the page. Once you reload it, where can you see? Because we didn't write any much more functionality, because it's a console, you can see like here. So like that, we'll develop this web pages. So overall picture, so the designers will come to the develop the layout. As a front-end developer, our responsibility is like build the layout according to the designing spec, with help of the HTML for the layout purpose and CSS for the look and feel, and JavaScript is the functionality purpose. Questions? Any questions till now? Okay. So once you understand this process, right? So next is like the where exactly the advanced level will come to that. So after that, once you understand in the CSS, so major like the how we are doing the conversion, and also we need to work on this responsive web designing. What exactly the responsive web designing? Let's say you open this web page, right? So if I can open this web page in any places like the browser, and also the mobile, also like the laptops, MacBooks, all the different I can open. So when I am opening this web pages, how exactly it will be look and feel will be there. So if you see this one, um, so let's say I'm opening an iPhone Pro. Look at this. When I'm opening iPhone Pro, the layout is like shuffling. You see, the look and feel will be very nice. When I'm clicking on these pages, how it is, how is the navigation, right? So this is what that media queries. So you need to write a media query to target particular devices. We have plenty of devices, so we need to write the targeting that things. That is also covered as part of the courses, especially in advanced CSS level. So each category we have like a beginner and intermediate and advanced level. So beginners means we'll go through this each content from this website, understand that layouts, understand each elements of this one, attributes and specification according to that. And advanced level will be the real time where exactly it is fitting. Like that will cover like HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now each section we have like a different frameworks, because you cannot build everything from a scratch, right? So obviously when you go to project, you have to deliver as soon as possible. That's where the frameworks is come to the picture. Frameworks, libraries, all other tools. So each category we have like a frameworks and libraries. Now come to the CSS. What are the framework we are using? So especially in terms of CSS, we use like the SAS. SAS is like a compiler. So basically we have to convert we use like the SAS as a preprocessor. It will convert it into layouts very easily. You can write the code more. So because our project is growing, right? So you cannot keep everything in this CSS file itself. So that's where the folder structure is come to the picture. So we need to create a folders separately. So let's say if you go to here and I will create like the separate CSS folder, and we'll move all our style.css, layout.css files, everything like that, layout.css, and we'll write the code. Another framework we use like the Bootstrap for another CSS, very popular Bootstrap. What is the benefit you will get it? Like you can quickly build the layout. So here, let's say a lead is coming, you need to build this layout. How much time you are taking this build a layout? Approximately like 1 hour or 2 hour or 30 minutes, or depend on the technology, right? If you use like the Bootstrap, right, it's approximately it's at 20 to 30 minutes you can build this layout with help of the Bootstrap elements itself. So in this case, you need to install how we are installing the Bootstrap, what are the components we are going. Each section will go through the layout point of view. So here, if you see like the forms, breadcrumb, icons, all the section is there. So only thing is like a pre-default section. As a developer, we will use these elements and modifying the content actually. That's it. So the layout will be come to very, very easily. So in reality, we use like the Bootstrap from the framework point of view. Questions? Any questions till now? Please be an interactive. So otherwise, till now, any questions? Okay. So now let's come to the JavaScript point of view. So when you come to the JavaScript, right? So we need to understand like how the JavaScript fundamental, especially ES6 features, all the stuff will be covered as part of the course. When you go to the advanced level, right? So we use like the JavaScript browser does not understand the other languages, especially. So for example, in our code base, we are writing the JavaScript. So we'll create a JS folder and we'll move all our JSS in this JavaScript code, right? What is the version we use like ES6? So ES6 are latest features. So this is the old code of writing a ES5. Okay, this is the a sample code of ES5. How will I converted this into const get value value 2 is equal to, this is the equivalent code of the above one. So this is where the difference, you see a lot of redundant code will be removed from the ES5, and there is like ES6 there are a lot of bunch of new features are available. As part of the course I will cover that all the ES6 features also. Okay. Like I said, once you understand the beginner level, then advanced level will come to the picture. And advanced level, we use like the advanced level. For example, there is a new feature is come to the JavaScript land, okay, which is browser does not support it. Browser will understand only the ES5 other stuff only. So how are you landing into that? So let's say in your project you want to use like a upcoming feature in a ES6. So there is a compiler. Basically, the concept of compiler will be converted to something. So for example, uh, now I create a in React world, right? So we use like a JSX file. We use like the TypeScript for the TS file. But point is like This TypeScript browser does not understand actually. You have to compile it into what? JavaScript. How the compilation will be there. Let's say you create a file. So another file, another folder, let's say TS. So inside this app.ts. Now how the look and let's say function get user. So this is a function, but here I'm passing like a name as a string, okay, and which is returning the string by return value. So simply it is like a hello. When I'm calling this function, right? So get user, I'm passing like Srinivas, right? So it will get like a hello plus that name Srinivas. So, but browser, if I give this code to the browser, right? So if I go to the my web pages and clear it and copy paste, so you are getting an error because browser does not understand this type annotations. So how will I convert it into this TS code into, it will create like a app.ts, another TS, another JS file, and it will convert it to the process. Like it will remove this typing annotation and also like that. Who will do that conversion process? So as a human, we cannot do, right? Because in a project is growing, we have bunch of files, bunch of folders. So you cannot do one by one. So that's where the tools is come to the picture. So these are the tools will be covered as part of the course. So as a one is like the build system. So especially we use like the Grunt.js and Gulf.js are the one category. What exactly this will be? Build tools. Build tools means it will compile this code into what format you want. For example, as part of the course, we are talking about the SAS, right? So when you come to going forward, we are not using the CSS. We'll create another file called as a SAS file. Inside that, we'll create like a layout.scss. This is the SAS file. Now let's say I want a color, COL color. So I will use like a red. I want to use this color as a body. So background color. So basic background color. Let's say I use like the COL color and dollar $COL color. So in this case, this is a SAS file. If you give this browser to the SAS file, browser does not understand. You need to convert it into SAS to CSS. So how will you do that conversion? This is what the grunt will be taken. So whenever you install the grunt, so all the file will be watching and it will compile and a distributed file will be generated. That generated file will be deployed into the server. As a part of the course, we'll cover like the one of the build tool, especially the Grunt and Gulf. Okay. And also we'll talk about the package managers. What is the package managers will become to the picture. So since let's say I want to use this Babel.js. So how, first of all, how you'll use this SAS? So in this project, we use like Node.js. We'll use like the Node.js. So I already installed my machine in Node.js. In Node.js, we have like commands. So npm init, it will create a one package.json for us. Okay. From here, I will install the a package called as a SAS. npm install SAS. This is the command. Simply, I will type that command. What exactly it will do? It will create a node underscore module folder as a backup folder. And from here, it will download the corresponding SAS code. Look at this. From where I will use that SAS code. Got it? Let's say I want to use a TypeScript. Simply, I will type like npm install TypeScript. Then the TypeScript support file will be downloaded from in this project itself, so that I can convert the TypeScript into TS. Like that, what are the commands will use it. So each section you may see like a bunch of other competitors. So that means one of the project may you be used like the front end side may one project you may use like npm, other project you may use like an, but concepts will be same. Concept in the sense like how to install, how to uninstall, how to upgrade, how to downgrade, how to install the specific version. So for example, now I don't want SAS in my project. How will I uninstall it? Simply npm uninstall and the name of the package. So it automatically remove that dependency from on our project. See, it's simply uninstalling. Let's say I want to downgrade this version. So some reason it's not working. So I can npm install TypeScript at the rate specific 5.0.0 specific version I want to use it. So if let's say 5, this version is not there. So yeah, let's say I can use like a 5.4.0. Okay. So now if I install npm install, it automatically downgrade this specific exact version 5.4.0. That's it. So like that, we'll cover like how to install all the packages in the package managers. So another section will come to the bundlers. So basically what exactly the bundlers will be do, since our project is growing, so since you're creating a lot of SAS files, a lot of app files and TS files, so we obviously need a deploying this project into the cloud, right? So we have to build that generated file. So in that case, we use like the webpack is a module bundler. So what exactly you use all this one, the webpack will come to here and it will generate the corresponding files. In that case, how you are generating, this is the configuration file. So in the tools point of view, we have like a three sections. So like the installation, configuration, and execution. These are the three steps. If you clearly follow, you will easily understand this all the whatever the new tech, whatever this all the sections will become to is very easy. Okay. So now since you develop an application, so how will you get the confidence saying like this functionality should work? So when I say the rating mechanism should work, I can give 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star, or 4 stars. I cannot give like 10 star, right? Because it's a 5 star only. So how that negative scenario will be tested actually. So once you deploy in this application, another team, like I said, the QA team, quality team, they will come to this website. They will start playing that website. So on they will find out the bugs and they assign it to, and again you need to work it. But as a developer, my code should work. That confident who will give you. So exactly you have to write a unit testing. Unit testing is very, very important. So that means we'll write another file called as a uh, app dot test dot ts, app dot test dot js in this case. So this is the testing file for my application. So I will write unit testing of this method. So I will import my get method, get user from that file, and I will write like the description from the positive scenarios. Let's say positive scenarios, negative scenarios, all the scenarios we have to write it. That means the positive scenarios and negative scenarios. All the things will be, as a developer we can write it and test it, so that I'm guaranteeing saying like this function should work all the positive scenarios and negative scenarios. If you deploy this application in production, this code will never break. That confident you will get it, until unless you write the unit testing. For writing unit testing, this all are will be supporting libraries. So how is my code coverage? So when I say this is what my file, so if you look at it, this file, how much is my coverage? 98%. What is missing? What is where exactly improve? All the things will be given by this. Istanbul is the code coverage tool, which is given a visualization representation, so that we can target. So in real time, at least you should write a 70% of code coverage, but they will ask 100%. It is not possible because we have to deliver the project. At least you have to target some cutout and building that habit of writing parallelly, uh, developing along with the unit testing. As a part of the course, we'll cover this writing unit testing. And when you come to the deployment, or especially the code quality. So for example, now, since I am using Visual Studio Code, let's say I can give like a spacing here also. Okay. Now, if I right click and format it, you see my formation is happening because of the prettier. So I install like a bunch of extensions, which is according to required for my project. So as a part of the course, you should aware of this one real time, the prettier. So the prettier will be the code formatting tool, who automatically format a beautiful look and feel of this uh, layouts and everything it will give you. And ESLint is like the especially the code quality to for JavaScript, ESLint. And similarly, like the CSS, we have like StyleLint also. We'll use like StyleLint for the code quality. And Husk is like the, because it's a project, right? In the project, everybody committing their code. So make sure this linting, prettifying, all should happen. All the checks should be happen before you pushing the code to repository. That's where this Huskies come to the picture. Okay. So in that we'll configure. So where exactly this application will be deployed? Now my application is running on my local. So if you look at it, this is where my application is running. But where exactly you are deploying? So we have like another free service provider called as a Netlify. From using this Netlify services, we'll deploy so that our application is live. So you can also share your friends and see, like you can also put it in your resume if you are looking for experience. So those things you can also demonstrating as part of your skill set. Till now, any confusion, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, please tell me.
So, like, do I need to learn JavaScript or to enroll in this course?
Yeah, primarily we are covering like front end, especially the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I will take care about the JavaScript especially. Like I said, this is what the content will come. So each section we have like in-depth what we are covering. Okay. And CSS what we are covering, and coming to the JavaScript what we are covering. This is what we are covering especially. You no need to learn anything. I will simply follow like what are the steps you need to do. So only weekly basis I will give you the assignments. You have to complete those assignments. Yeah,
Okay.
everything I will take care about the from starting to end. For starting to end means when I say the full stack, right? The full, means stack. Okay. So F means front end. Like I said, the MER and MernStack. So here the front end, back end, DB, right? In front end side, R means React. So React. And back end side, N means Node.js. And database is like M means MongoDB. And E means Express. As part of the backend, we are using like Express as a framework. This is the React is a front-end framework, and backend side Express is the framework, and database side MongoDB will use it. That's what that MernStack will come to. So till now, I just cover only the front end. Now let's come to the any questions on front end before going to the back end. Okay. So as a backend technology, so what are in the front end, in the backend technology, what we are covering is like you need to understand the what you call it, the Postman. So as a part of the course, I will cover like how to use the Postman, so that let me run the one application. So I'm running on MongoDB. Okay. So in backend, right? So especially in backend, the primary is like again JavaScript. We'll go through quickly the JavaScript, and also we'll go through the mandatories like ES6. If you go to the Node.js, right? So in this Node website, you'll see like the JavaScript itself. So the Node code, for example, now I will create one more folder called as a backend. So now I will create a file. What file we are creating? Obviously, we are creating a JS file, right? Nothing else. Okay. So here, how I am executing, just simply type the JavaScript code. Whatever you are learning, all the JavaScript code, you will apply here. That's it. But JavaScript in backend code, you cannot run, since I see like output in browser in my port of localhost 5500. Okay, our application is running on localhost 5500 as a front end, right? So in backend, you write some JavaScript code. You cannot expect the backend should run on the browser side actually. So you have to run in on the server. That's where the Node.js is come to the picture. So you go to the Node.js and come to, you'll simply type the cd the folder, because you have to jump to the root of the folder, and node app.js. You see, then node will be recognize that environmental. Inside that node, you will write all your JavaScript code. For example, I want to write a function get user. It is passing the name as a parameter, and console.log welcome to Node.js. I'm appending that name to here. When I'm calling the function get user, I'm passing, let's say, hello. So what is the output we'll get it? So when I'm executing the code, node app.js, that file, you see, welcome to hello, because this is what the string we pass it. Whatever you pass hello, it is come to here and is just appending. Like that, you will execute all your Node.js code in backend as a separate. Then what are you trying to build in the backend actually? API. What is the API? RESTful API. We have like you may heard about the SOAP APIs, RESTful APIs, but REST is very powerful, easily to read it, has a human friendly. If you come to like a Java, SOAP APIs are there. Python, .NET, they will use like the RESTful APIs basically. So in general example, what is RESTful APIs will be RESTful APIs, like let's say fake APIs. Okay. So this is a website which has this APIs basically. Okay. This is a get API, because we have like a APIs. We generally since we don't have a UI as a backend, so there is a UI guy. This is what we use it. Like a Postman is a primary from the UI point of view. Simply you will use like this API and you will hit it once the API is ready. What you are getting is like a backend side is the data. This is what the JSON. So you may see like this all the methods like get method. So basically we have like a methods like a getting the information, post creating a new thing, and deleting that record. The name itself you can understand it. Delete means deleting that record. Put means updating that record. So we have bunch of methods: get, post, put, patch, and a delete. Since it's a get call, I'm just passing this to do. Let's say I want to get the single record of one person. I will pass as a parameter as a one, so I will get that single parameter of that record. Got it? So as a part of the course, we'll talk about like all the methods and also the framework, especially in Express, and similarly like the package managers. As a backend side, what are the package managers you use, like the PNPM and Bond? And then backend side, as a front-end technology, how will you club with help of this template engines will club it? As a backend side, how will you generate that same skeleton like the distributed files, deploying the files? We use like a wait. And the backend code, how you are getting the unit testing, you using the Sinan. Okay, same concept, but in terms of backend side. Only difference is like whatever you see like the front end, like the libraries and the compilers, the build tool, package managers, bundlers, testing frameworks, accession frameworks, quality code coverage, all the things we are covering as a backend related things. You can also use the same things in backend also, but I'm given extra flexibility because you are working on a project means you're supposed to use this technology. It's not like that. They use another also. So as a part of the course, I will covering extra things as a front end. What are the best tools is available in the market, and same thing as a backend. What are the best tools are available in the market? Okay, as a backend side, we are covering this all the unit testing, code coverage, package managers, build tools, and libraries and frameworks. All the things will be covered as part of this. So if you look at this, this is the backend thing, and here you see the code which you are the amount of code you are writing here, right? The JavaScript only. So this code will be JavaScript. But this JavaScript code is like especially ES6. You see the import and export, this all will be ES6. I will cover like both ES5 and ES6 as part of the course. And another framework called as an Express, so that you can easily build a RESTful web services in straight away using this Express framework. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's move on to another section, the database. Okay, so since databases we are covering like a MongoDB, so I install already MongoDB. So let's see, let me run an application. So how that front end and back end will be look like actually one application, because it's a full MernStack, right? The front end side you will use like React.js, and back end side you are using like Node.js, and database side you are using like MongoDB, right? So, and I'm just given a one example of all three so that you will understand. So here, so here you see you see like two folders. One is like a app, another one is like server. App is like front end code, and server is like a backend code. And a database I'm running currently in my local. Okay, this is what my local DB. And also we use like a compass for a nice UI point of view. So if you look at the post, right? So if you look at the post, yeah, let me run all application together. First step, you have to run three. One is like front end. Okay. So let's go to CD app and run the application. How will you run it? So this is what the front end actually. So there is like the start command. So this will be covered as part of the tool section. How to install this, all the tools, how to start it, what is that scripting and everything will be as part of the tool. So now I'm running npm start. Okay, one more terminal for backend. So meanwhile, I will go to the cd. Cd means change directory and a server. And from here, I will also start my script of the backend npm start. So one is like front end, another one is like a backend, and third one I have to run my DB. This is what the DB is running behind the scenes. Okay. So as a three together as a course, what you will see like as an output, right? So the output will be 3 layers. So our front end is running on localhost 3000 colon 3000. By default, React app is running on this one. Okay. Let me run the server. Our backend is running on localhost 5050. You can also configure that ports and everything as per your requirement. So since you are not running on the browser, so 50 backend and browser, just a get call. Okay, you see this one. This is the backend API actually. So backend API, let me show you the UI first. Backend is ready, API. Meanwhile, let's quickly go through the backend code. You see this all are JavaScript file. You see all are JavaScript file and routing like the get route and also get the latest and also latest by ID, post creating a new thing, patch updating the existing one, and deleting the record itself. Like that we have bunch of what you call the post URLs actually. Okay, RESTful URLs are ready. So using this postman, okay, so localhost 5000 and post slash this comment, just a simple. Once you hit it, right, obviously you will get, once a connection is established, the server is running, you will get the data from DB itself. Okay, you see this data is coming from the backend. So meanwhile, so all the DBs are there from here. So let's say you want to get this record. Okay, this is an ID. You come here. So you will use this hit the API. You will get this API response. Basically, the Postman is a tool which you can test all your APIs. That's what I'm saying. Postman is a tool you can test your API URLs. Okay. Why it's not running? Yeah. Meanwhile, go to the front end. In front end, since front end advanced level, let's quickly go through the brochure. Yeah, in front end side, we'll cover like the what is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And coming to the JavaScript, especially, we'll use like React.js. In React.js, how we are creating a component, what are the state props, and also advanced level we use like a Redux, and also like the Redux toolkit. What happened? Yeah. Also we use like a Redux toolkit for that state management, all the stuffs. And also we use like the hooks, events, all advanced level to intermediate level, and data fetching, especially in terms of authentication, authorization, CIC, authentication, token based session, all will be covered, and also the deployment. Okay. So especially in React JS, we use like this one for React routing, for routing the single pages, and also the state management's called as a hook, Redux toolkit, React Redux, data fetching for we use like the transfer query, and for styling purpose we use like React style component and dev tools. So we you may see like this Chrome, since we are using Chrome, also we cover like all the related what you call it, the extension. So if you see this one, Redux for the Redux thing, and React is for the React thing. For testing the JSON, use like JSON formatter. Like that, we use like the Chrome extensions also. We also use like the VS Code extensions for front end, back end, and DB, all this stuff for especially the Visual Studio Code point of view. So let's come to the output of application. So meanwhile, any questions?
Yeah, hi, Srini.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. So will you be providing any documentations for each classes
Yeah,
as
so
study material?
yeah. So come to other than this course, everybody can give what is the benefit of choosing my course is like what are all the things I will provide it. These are the extra things I will provide it. So it's a one-on-one meeting. So you can schedule, if you, let's say you have a doubt, you can schedule a one-on-one meeting. And also each session has a learning notes. So that means, let's say I'm talking about the one topic, means I will given the bunch of URLs basically. All the URLs I will posted in the GitHub. So there is a website, there is a GitHub link. So all the links, materials, all the stuff will be posted here. You will get it, and also the training will be recorded. You can go and watch it whenever you, let's say you skip it today, the recording sessions are there, you can go and watch, and also ask your questions right away, daily basis. And also each courses you will get like a YouTube related extra stuff, you have to learn it, because I cannot teach, I may teach, may not teach everything. So you have to learn from the YouTube also. Each topic I will give you. For example, let's say let a simple example. As part of the course, you may see like this one. Okay. Idea is like I will cover only one topic. We have like bunch of things. I will cover one only. So let's say you are interested in this roll up. So I will providing all the crash courses basically. So crash courses of the roll up. The YouTube series is there, so go and watch it, so that you will end to end understanding will be happening. Like that, each topic I will providing the crash courses of this other time also. And each category like front end, back end, and databases, we build like at least a minimum 5 projects, mini projects, not end-to-end projects. That means you cannot expect it end-to-end. Means let's say you are trying to build a YouTube, you we cannot build everything from the YouTube itself actually. Okay, so sorry, okay, okay, sorry. Let's say you are building this application, means you cannot expect everything from starting to end actually. So small applications are there. Small application means how to build a movie app. That's it. Just we are displaying the data and from the database side, and we are building the RESTful APIs. That's it. Small reusable functions, small components, like that. Like that, we'll build like mini projects. You can say like mini projects. So at least in React point of view 5, Node.js point of view 5, and database side point of view 5. Like that, we'll build a large mini projects. Like that, we'll build it and deploying. So if you look at this this one, we'll build all the application from a scratch. So using this one, you'll come to know like how to build that application.
Okay.
Got it? So
Yeah.
if you see this one, the front end full stack, the database, DBs, deploying also will take care about it, all the steps, my step by step, like that. Well, we'll focus on front end first, then next is like database, and next is like the backend, next is like database, next step is like deployment. Like that, we'll cover each and every what you call the front end, back end, and everything. Minimum 5 projects, and also I will give the assignments. So for example, front end side, let me give an example of, let's say I talk about the layout conversions. So in this website, we have bunch of layout conversions are happening. So I will give you complete these assignments. For example, you need to build at least 2 to 3 projects using these layouts. So I will provide this bunch of URLs as a weekend. You have to show me, you have to share your screen and show me the, like how you build it, what are the challenges you face it, whether you struck it. You can also share your screen, and all the one-on-one thing will, as part of the course, we'll cover it as a task like that.
Okay.
And after the course completion, so obviously you are spending so many money, so much of time. Obviously you need a job, right? For that, resume preparation and mock interviews, especially the front end. What are the standard questions, like how you are doing like a conversion process? What is event? What is the event delegations? Some like the compiler can explain like the architecture of your entire project. If you go like a senior level, you may see like the tools, how you are configure the webpack. Can you define your webpack configuration file? Those are the standard interview questions you will come to in front end. Then things I will share all the interview questions. I prepare bunch of interview questions, like along with that web we have like bunch of. So if you look at the React interview questions, so I will share your good links along with what all you have to read it and ask me in that question. Let's say, hey, Srinivas, you didn't cover this topic. Can you please explain this topic? I am free to explain those topics out of the box also. So like that, I will providing you the bunch of links. So here you need to go and read it actually. As part of the course, I will cover already. For example, let's say you didn't cover, can you explain this topic? While once finish my entire course, you can come back. We have like a the course is like approximately the target is like 90 days, 90 to 100 days. That means 3 months. It is it will go like way off like the three and a half months, because it's a full stack, right? So so much of topic. Every minimum is like 1 hour to 1.5 hour the daily sessions, and maximum is like 3 to 3.5 months course completion process. Along with that, what we are expecting all the deliveries, and also interview preparation, mock interview, and moreover, this is like all about the theory part, right? So I'm let's say my overall course will be like a 30% of theory. Theory is very important, right? And 70 plus is like practical project. Those will be I cover. But in reality, if you go and apply the job interview, nobody ask like theory nowadays. They ask like how you are thinking, problem solving, and data structures, algorithms. Those also I'll cover as a part of the brochure. If you see, like I added like if you look at this one, so look at this React patterns. If you choose any other courses, right, nobody will teach you. I know the pain of the development point of view, right? Then I cover like bunch of links, bunch of, if you see like the React style guideline, this will be teach you, but these patterns will never teach you. If you go like a 3 years, 5 years, 7 years of experience and apply a job, you should aware of these patterns actually. So in that front end patterns, I will cover as part of this those things, problem solving. So let's say just again, just BFE. One second, like there is like a website, BFE. Inside that we have bunch of interview questions like how you are cracking. So for example, if you look at the React coding skill, so idea is like this many questions will come to in reality. Okay, so here is look at this, how you are implementing your own debones in React application. They'll simply ask this question. As a developer, you have to write the code. As part of the interview, as part of the interview questions, I will already take care about these stuffs. Extra knowledge. Overall, I will 100% guarantee saying like, once you enroll this course, you are in a position 0 to, you are in a position to apply a job and crack the interviews. That's what assumption, 100% assumption I can give you. But surveying then the project is up to your hands. Okay, how you are performing and everything, you'll come to know that. And also I will providing the books, what are the books you have to read it, and also what are the links like the cheat sheets you have to read it. All the things I'll provide it as part of the courses. So if you look at the books, right, I have like bunch of coding interview questions like that. I have prepared all the stuffs. I will purely send these links once uploaded these links. If you look at it, simple. Now look at this, implementing trying. So these all are standard questions like Adobe, payment, Paytm. Look at this. All the companies already ask these questions actually. How are you cracking these questions? Already I've given like a solutions, everything. I will share this all the links and solutions. As a developer, you have to practice and ask a questions if you're not understanding. That's it.
Got it.
So if you look at the
So
next
apart from this links and just cheat sheets, will there be any notes like for example, let's take you are taking a session on HTML. Okay, we have completed HTML topics for 5 days of classes. After that, will you be providing any notes on HTML topics related to any Word document or PPT presentations?
To be frank,
Or do
I'm
we
not.
need to?
Yeah, to be frank, I'm not a person to write and everything. So I will provide mostly the links. So in terms of like, let's say, so because I'm a developer, so I have mine is like 8 hours of work I have to do, right? So only a simple word. I'm not given any documentation, but what I was given the links actually. The links it contains bunch of information. In terms of, let's say you ask a question like, let's say completed course means, let's say you complete HTML. So I will provide the interview questions, what are the interview standard questions will come, and best practices, what are the best practices while you are writing the HTML code as a standard. When you go to the project, that you have to read it and you have to apply it, these concepts. And along with that cheat sheet will be an overview of just an example. So it will give you an overview of grabbing the things, because who will remember this all the elements actually. Okay, you look at this. Okay, table means this one. TR means table header. So DEF means definition. Like that bunch of sheets I will provide it, so that when you go to interview, you can quickly read it and understand the main concepts. Okay. And also apart from that, 5 projects you will get it from the interview from my side, along with your homework will also come to this many things will cover as each and every topic: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, Node, MongoDB, end to end. Got it?
Yeah.
Little bit of monitoring of the people. So if I can give you the progress of what you did it on a couple of assignment. Based on that, I will give you some feedback, so that take it feedback and improve it. That's it.
Okay, got it. So whether you will be covering all these sessions, or you would have any other trainer to cover partial topics?
No trainer. I am only the person. You have to listen my words in next 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Got it. Got it.
Everything like in front end, back end, database, all will be I am only, no other person.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sorry.
so is this course prepared based on the freshers knowledge, or do you expect any experience in, or at least basic knowledge on any of other tools that you explain?
No. So let's say this tool is designed for non-technical, non-IT person also can learn it. So it doesn't matter if you are coming from the DevOps team, or it doesn't matter you are coming from the QA, or you are coming from the non-technical, just you complete BTech or non-technical person. This is I am starting from scratch actually. To be frank, like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is the basic fundamental of any web technologies. Once you understand this basic fundamental, like I said, I give an example of this is what, if you understand this one, why I'm given example. So in real time, if you go like a real time, a designer is the person he is sitting behind you, and he will give you this design. As a developer, you have to build it. So you need to understand like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so that the layout of the page will be look like exactly like this. The web pages will be exactly will be. Then top of that, you need to understand like the how your RESTful API services, MongoDB, and databases, all the stuff will be covered. Yeah. Going back to your question, yes, no, nothing is required, but only required is like passion, like because so many things is there, so you may disappoint. Like you have to learn a lot of things actually, all about your passion, how you are learning, how you are grabbing, how you are understanding, how you are remembering, how you are presenting, how you are doing your assignments. All the things you have to track yourself by end of next 3 months. Once you understand the course, now you will get a boost of confidence, saying like I can get a job, I can apply at least a fresher to minimum 3 years of experience or 5 years of experience. Let's say you're putting a 5 years of experience means you need to learn more. If you are just looking for a fresher, my course is enough. You will get a job.
Okay, thank you. And you're talking about you're explaining what is MERN, and in the middle you're talking about full stack. So what is the difference? I'm a bit confused. Are there any tools difference between the full stack and MernStack?
No. So, no, there is like we have like different teams actually in the project, right? So when you go to the project, the project contains mix of people. So my project is like around 150 people and members are there. So when I say the 150 members people, it's not only front end actually. The who has like a QA people, who has like a testing people, you have like a front end people, we have like a back end people, we have like a database people, we have like a management people, and we have like a support people, we have like a infrastructure IT people. So many people are there in this 150. What I'm saying is like a front end means has a, I already clearly mentioned, right? So front end, what is his responsibility? Back end developer, what is his responsibility? DB means what is his responsibility? So when I say the man's full stack, right? The full stack means it's a simple, it's a multitask. You can say multitask. Who will do more multitask, you will get the more benefit actually. So full stack means he can contribute a front end side also, he can contribute back end side also, he can contribute in database side also. These three layers, if you are contribute, that is the person as a full stack developer. Okay. So now we have like there is like two words like MER and MernStack and full stack, and like a full stack. So basically this is just a naming conversion, especially in terms of, since you choose like a React is the front end, if you are choose like Angular, MernStack.
Okay, based on the technology or tools you're choosing, got the
choosing
names.
the names are changes. So if you in IT, right, I can say somebody call like a web developer. So okay, web developer, UI developer, UX developer, a designer, and a DB developer. This all will be buzzwords only. So if you see like closely, designers and UX are little one category. Web and UI is one category, and DB is a different category. Okay, bunch of buzzwords are there, but simple words: the front end, back end, and DB. That's it. If you know the three things, you are in a full stack developer. Again, I'm saying the full stack means in terms of straightforward path like HTML, CSS. If you know like JavaScript very well and let's say still I have 10 years, still I am reading a books. Why? Because I want to learn JavaScript. Whenever I get a time, I usually read the books. Reason is like it's so many books are there actually. So many concepts are there. It's not straightforward actually. Okay. If you're strong in JavaScript, right? You can survey as a front-end development. You can survey as a back-end development. You can survey on the Node.js. I mean, especially the DB development also. There is a two, front-end and back-end. If you are very interested to contribute front-end, go for front-end developer. If you are very interested in back-end developer. So if you go and now carry simple example. So here, front-end development. So let's say search it. Simple example. Let's take an example of this one, full stack developer. Okay. And another one is like front-end developer. So what is the difference? If you look at the closely, okay, a person he need to understand AngularJS because since front end we use like Angular as a framework and back end is like a .NET framework, and also MySQL for the DB. See, these are the role they are looking actually. But if you look at closely, oh, what happened? Yeah, this is what that full stack developer. But if you look at the front end developer, a person who good at front end side only. That means he is looking for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, either Angular or React. That's it. You are contributing only the front end. That's what the front end development. You are contributing all areas like front end, database, and back end. That's what the full stack developer. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions?
So when it comes to the real-time environment, so if we got hired as a full stack developer, do we need to finish the tasks on all the three areas like front end, back end, or database, or they're gonna fit it in like they're gonna choose one of the team and they'll put it in one team and they ask for the work? How it goes?
Yeah, it's a depend actually, that depend on the project. So let's say a team which contains, right? So the front end, let's say front end team which contains like 6 members. So you as a developer, you are responsible as a full stack developer, means you have to contribute both. If the task is there, you have to complete the front end side, complete the front end task. When I say the task, you have to build a layout, like let's say this contact form. Okay. So as a, let's say hypothetical example, contact form. So you need to build this contact form. If you are hired from the only front end time, you just need to take care about the look and feel functionality. You don't care about the how you are sending the data to backend. The backend person will be there. He will write the RESTful API and he will give you. As a front end developer, you have to create this layout and integrate that functionality. When I'm clicking, it should be must be validate. Once you enter the data, proper data. Okay. So let's say an example, something, and I'm clicking on submit. You should go to the request. That means backend should be receive the data. So that's what the front end person is looking. Now let's say you developed from you hide from the full stack, means you have to work on front end along with that RESTful APIs. Using the Node.js, you have to create that RESTful APIs. Along with that, whenever you enter the data, right, you have to store it in the DB. Obviously, how you are setting the DB queries, all will be you have to take care. When you come to the work, right? So work will be distributed in different parts actually. Front end is one task, back end is another task, and DB is another task. They will give you 3 tasks. First, we depend on the highest priority, how to start working on. So let's say there is another person who is sitting only front end. Now you are in a back end. Together you need to work. Now you hired with the full stack. Take a responsibility of completing the end-to-end application. That means you are responsibility for to complete within 1 week or 2 week of span period, complete end-to-end. The functionality should work in terms of front end, in terms of back end, everything.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. No. Any more questions?
So in the course curriculum, right, you have stated that you will be covering with the e-commerce site application like Amazon. Okay. So what is the but in the call you just stated that you'll be covering only a small projects like mini projects with 5 React.js applications or 5 Node.js. So what can we expect on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, so basically, if you see my brochure, right? So here, high level, like what I am telling is like a high level, end to end. Okay. So we have like a 2 sections or 2 sessions. One is like a task. Another one is like a demos. Another one is like E to E. E to E. So today I am talking about the one topic, right? So I will give you based on the task assignments for you. And end to E means I will give you the layout, your position to develop everything as this portal actually. Just given a hypothetical. There is a website you need to build from scratch. How you are building to complete end-to-end flow. When I say end-to-end flow, let's talk about the Flipkart. What is the end-to-end flow of Flipkart? First, user need to register. Okay, user need to register. Register and sign up, sign in, sign up, sign in. So ignore the spellings and create a form and check out and what is that address and product list and also like the search. These are the basic functionality of that functionality, right? So what I'm saying here, 1 or 2 span of time will build one by one together. All together will build the one mini application, clubbing that application into functionality basis. Got it? So that means, let's say you build an e-commerce means day 1 itself we cannot complete, right? So as part of the course on backend side, this layer will come and RESTful APIs. As a front end side, this creating a components, creating a search component, this will become. And the database side, the data, what you are seeing in the data and the storing the data, this all will become to the backend side. So overall, we'll build one application to club front end, back end, and DB. Just to give an example, look at this. So this application is running on 3 layers. One is like front end, another one is like back end, another one is like DB. So if you look at this, the latest post. So as a post, I can create a simple new post. Let's say testing 1, 1, 2, 3. Copy. Okay, I just create a one block. You see? Now come to home. You see? Testing 1, 2, 3. Now refresh. Still the data is there. If you come to DB, okay. So my record should be present actually. That's what I'm saying. So if you look at the DB documents, my record should be present. So you see, so I can also add it, comment, add the post, everything I can do. So look at the front end. Let's say I'm deleting the record. In the backend side, you are hitting this API basically. If you go to the Postman, the data is recorded. So what I'm saying is like here the front end and a back end and a DB all together will build a simple one application like this.
Okay.
So I will give you like bunch of URLs and a bunch of what you call the demos things which is written already. Just you need to do practice, and also I will give you 2-3 assignments of end-to-end application. So let's say movie search app or weather app or something general common. You guys are you may see like internet also, but start doing the one by one. Then you will see the end-to-end application. Overall, my course you will come to like how you are building this full-fledged application. This is what the MernStack application. So as a front end, we use like React.js. So if you see this components folder, header, layouts. So if look at this one, this is what the component, header component, how you are creating this header component. And if look at the, let's say H1, I put like a hello and save it, refresh. Okay, you will see like the hello because you hard coded, right? So this immediately it will be changed header. This is what that component actually. When you come to the API, RESTful APIs, this is what the RESTful APIs of this application. Posting, deleting, updating, all the things. And if you come to the database, this is what the DB, your DB will be sitting on here. Okay. And you can also update it. Right now, this DB is connected to my local, but we'll deploy this DB in DB, MongoDB cloud base, MongoDB cloud, Atlanta. Will manually go and deploy that local to Atlanta using this cloud DBs. We have like a one free account, and that free account will deploy. And for a deployment, Netlify is the service provider, will deploy our application so that you will see like a full-fledged application.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, my thing. So let me quickly go through remaining. 1 second. So on a high level, before winding the session, so on a high level, once you enroll this course, you will covering the front end, especially the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. After that, Bootstrap is the front end technology for the layout conversion. And after that, we'll cover like the in terms of backend, we use like Express as the framework, and Node.js will cover, and database will cover like MongoDB, and SQL Server also little bit of 1 or 2 projects in MongoDB, 2 to 3 projects on MongoDB side and SQL Server side, and especially data communication like how you are making Ajax calls using this Axios and fetch and React query. In React point of view, we use like React query, and also you will get like a deployment and toolings like Netlify and Jenkins. I'm just give an example of Jenkins how we work, but I'm not configure anything. Just ready-made things we will configure. Mostly we'll configure like a Netlify, and also you what are the tools you will learn it in terms of project. We use like a Git. The tools when you come to the new tools, Chrome, you need to understand like end-to-end, like a developer point of what are the Chrome, how to debug the breakpoints, everything, and a VS Code for the writing the visualization code of especially the front end back end code. We use like VS Code, and also this code need to push it into the Git. So we use like a Git as a version control. Understand like how to create a branch, committing and pushing, merging the branch, all the things will be covered. And Node.js, especially for the backend side, how to install the Node.js, and also how to test through this Postman with the help of this Postman, get call, post call, put call, all the things will be covered. And for the front end, you need to use like Figma to understand the layout conversion of the screens because images need to convert it into that thing. We'll download ready-made thing and understand the Figma, and also the MongoDB, how to install it, how to configure, and especially the how to migrate your local DB to cloud, those things will be covered. And for the deploying the application as a front-end application, we use like Netlify as a tool to deploy our application. And also these are the tools you will come to, like the mostly of front-end, back-end, and deployment and side. Yeah. Another thing you'll also cover like we also cover like the TypeScript, because TypeScript is very important. Browser doesn't understand like we never get like a too much of JavaScript. We have to write a TypeScript as another languages. Same thing in a different TypeScript manner. Front end is the React.js is framework. Back end is like Express. Database is primarily MongoDB, and that's it. Each section has things like in depth. Yeah. TypeScript. Yeah, we covered this one. Yeah, please go through this brochure and let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. Before wind up, any questions?
So after completing this course, right, can we showcase that we do have a 2.5 years of experience with development?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But you have to take care about the other stuff.
Like other stuffs in the sense?
In the sense, how you are putting in the fake, right? That's what.
Got it. Because if you are coming from a non-IT, right, experience, we cannot move into a development field. It will be art.
This session is recording. I cannot tell open.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that will you have to take it. But in terms of, let's say you put a 2.5, you
Okay.
understand this course. What you are expecting from my side, how you are tracking that interview, how you are understand the fundamental, how you are good at hands-on experience, how you get that hands-on experience, and most important, real-time picture, especially how you are debugging the application, how you are main core concepts as fundamental concepts. Those things will be getting from my side. Another one, where exactly you are getting like the once you interview schedule, right? You have to responsibility cracking that interview. Okay, that will
Got
be
it.
your hands.
Got it, Srini. Yeah.
Any questions anymore? Okay, thanks. Thanks for your time. Happy weekend. You can reach out to Valaxy people if you want any questions. Bye bye.
Thanks, Srinivas.
Thank you. Yeah.